Let me tell you a story that hits a little deeper than it seems. It's about a father, a son, and something way more valuable than money: time. And trust me, by the end, you're gonna think about your minutes and hours a little differently. So picture this. There's this tiny countryside town, super peaceful, everybody knows everybody. And in that town lived a guy named Mr. Harris. He was a simple, hardworking man, the kind of dude who wakes up with the sun, finishes his chores before noon, and never complains. But despite his calm nature, something was constantly bothering him: his son, Jake. Now, Jake wasn't a bad kid, not rude, not violent, nothing like that. He was just lazy, like Olympic-level lazy, sleeping till noon, wandering around the streets, chatting, joking, wasting time like he had a lifetime supply of it. While the other kids helped their parents, studied, learned a trade, or at least tried to do something productive, Jake was busy doing absolutely nothing. Mr. Harris tried everything: talking nicely, scolding him, setting rules. But Jake acted like time was his pet and he could throw it around however he wanted. One evening, after watching his son waste yet another day just hanging around aimlessly, Mr. Harris sighed and thought, talking isn't working. I need to show him something. The next morning, he called Jake over. "Hey kid," he said gently, "do me a favor. There's an old watch in the cupboard. Can you bring it here?" Jake shrugged, walked over, grabbed the watch, came back and tossed it into his dad's hand. Mr. Harris looked at Jake for a moment and said, "Take this watch to the market. Ask people how much they think it's worth." Jake raised an eyebrow. "That's it? Just ask around?" "Yep," his dad replied. "Just see what they say." So Jake headed to the market. He went stall to stall, person to person, showing the watch. One guy squinted at it and said, maybe $10. Another man, checking it from all angles, shrugged. "I'd say 15. A lady selling vegetables said, "It looks old, maybe $8. Nobody agreed. Nobody saw the same value. The watch got a price tag everywhere, and every price was different. Jake went home and reported everything. "Dad, everybody gave a different number. Nobody could decide what it's really worth." His father nodded calmly. "All right, put the watch back." Jake thought that was the end of it, but nah, the real lesson was just loading. The next morning, Mr. Harris called him again. "Bring the watch back." Jake fetched it and handed it over. His dad said quietly, "Go to the market again. But this time, don't ask the price of the watch. Ask people how much the time inside the watch is worth." Jake blinked. "The time? Inside the watch? Dad, what does that even mean?" "You'll figure it out," his father said simply. So off Jake went again, still confused but doing as he was told. He walked up to a shopkeeper. Sir, how much do you think the time inside this watch is worth?" The man laughed. "What kind of nonsense question is that?" Another person waved him off. "Kid, quit messing around." Someone muttered, "What a stupid thing to ask." Embarrassed and frustrated, Jake kept wandering until he reached a tiny repair shop, the kind you barely notice unless you need to fix something. Inside sat an old man with glasses, surrounded by clocks and watches ticking in harmony. Jake repeated the same question, expecting another laugh. But this old man didn't laugh. He didn't mock him. He didn't tell him to leave. Instead, he set his tools down, adjusted his glasses, and looked at Jake with the kindest eyes. "You want to know the value of time, huh?" he asked softly. Jake nodded, confused but curious. The old man leaned back and said, "Son, time doesn't have a price tag. You could offer me $1 million and I still couldn't sell you back even 1 second that already passed." Jake blinked. The words hit him harder than he expected. The old man continued, "Time has one bad thing and one good thing. The bad thing? It never stops. It keeps moving whether you're ready or not. The good thing? You get to decide what you'll do with the time you have." He pointed to the clocks around him. These things, they just measure time, but they don't create it. They don't save it. They don't stretch it. Everyone in this world, rich people, poor people, geniuses, ordinary folks, gets the same 24 hours. What makes the difference is how you use them. Jake felt something shift inside him. It wasn't guilt, it wasn't fear, it was understanding. For the first time in his life, he realized how casually he'd been wasting something priceless. He thanked the old man and practically ran home. When Mr. Harris told him everything, his dad just smiled, a proud, relieved smile. That evening, Jake sat alone outside the house. And for the first time ever, he wasn't bored. He wasn't restless. He wasn't looking for entertainment. He was thinking about all the hours he had thrown away, thinking about how much more he could do, thinking about how time, once gone, doesn't come back for anyone. From that day on, Jake wasn't the same kid. He woke up early, helped his father, learned skills, used his time purposefully. Not perfectly, but intentionally. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He wasn't trying to win trophies. He just didn't want to waste the one thing he couldn't replace. And slowly, life began to change for him. He felt more confident, more alive, more grounded. And every time he looked at that old watch in the cupboard, he remembered the lesson burned into his heart. Time is free, but it's the most expensive thing you'll ever own. You can't buy it, you can't store it. You can only use it right now. So if you're listening to this and thinking, yeah, I kind of waste a lot of time, then hey, you're not alone. But remember this, you don't need more hours. You just need to take care of the hours you already have. Because once a moment slips away, it's gone for good.